morning, good morning. That's me. No April Fools today. It's me, it's not anyone else. I'm not here to fool you. I'm here to give you some amazing information, let you know what's going on today. We got another full show. It's great. I mean, keeping this thing at 15 minutes is going to be challenging, but I'm doing my best to keep it below 20. It is a glorious day. It's April Fool's Day, April 1st, as we all know, and it is 10 a.m. in lovely Puerto Vallarta. Slightly overcast outside, and slightly overcast outside. We do have a cruise ship in port. Let me get this out of my face. There we go. And we're going to move on. All right, there we go. Got some of the blocking and tackling out of the way. So happy to have you all on. Definitely, if you're here, please say good morning. I'd love to hear from you and love having you all on every single day. Today's an exciting day, not just in Puerto Vallarta, but kind of in the whole world. Good morning, Sly. Exciting for a couple reasons. So the first reason I'm finding today exciting is today I've made a lot of changes. Again, like I said, with sponsors, I can choose to upgrade a few things. So you're going to notice the comments look a little more fancy. Today is kind of a test. So Sly, you see your comment looks kind of cool. Hope you like that. We'll see how it works. We'll work on that. But today's a good test for that. You're going to see a couple different changes, like when I'm showing images and things, a couple changes to the coffee cam. So just modernizing as we go and trying to make things look a little better. If you like it, if you hate it, let me know. I got pretty thick skin. Also, it's moon launch day. So that's the one that's for the whole world, not me. How exciting is this that we are going to the moon tonight at 6:45 Eastern time. So that's not Puerto Vallarta news, but I think it involves the entire world. So that's pretty exciting. So hey, if you're somebody who gets excited about moon launches and all things space, especially, having just seen Project Hail Mary, pretty cool stuff. So I'm pretty excited about the moon launch. I think it's going to be fun. Okay, so next up, I love when I get messages that ask, like, can I do this on the show or can I do that on the show? Yeah, Laura, you've been living under a rock or you've just been really, really busy. But hey, yes, there is a moon launch tonight, the Artemis 2. So we won't take up too much of this show with it, but it's going to be great. Oh, good morning, Callie. Callie, how are you? You love the reminder. Thank you. That was one of the big changes. I've created a reminder on, so people know when the show is on. And if so you subscribe to that, you're definitely going to know what's going on, which is great. In my humble opinion. So let me make this a little bigger. There we go. We're still working on that. Okay. So moving on, what was I going to talk about? Oh yeah, I got a request from someone. I'm going to talk about that here. Somebody wrote in and asked, because they're about to be staying in Cinco de Diciembre. I know we have a lot of our viewers that live out there or have lived there. They were asking for some top breakfast recommendations. So I could have given her 5 of my own, but instead, I decided, well, why don't we let our viewers chime in? So if you've got any great recommendations for breakfast, shoot that over. These are for our viewer, Joanne. So I hope she comes on and checks that out. But I'll make one. I love Calmate Cafe. I think Calmate Cafe in Cinco de Diciembre is a great spot. Being from Texas, I love breakfast tacos. So we get breakfast tacos there, which is fun and great, and I love them, and they're so good. But I bet you our viewers can come up with at least 4 more in Cinco. You don't have to do it while it's live, but definitely at some point would love to see a couple of recommendations. Good morning, Maureen. I hope everything's well. In case you missed it, there's some changes on the show today, and as you're a frequent viewer, so if you see them and you like them, say something. Okay. Moving on, I also got a message from a Facebook group here that I've used before, even with this show, and they're called Live Music in PV. So let me show you what that looks like. So this is their Facebook page, Live Music in PV, and what they're doing is every single day of the week, you can go to their page and it'll tell you exactly where everybody is playing, barring cancellations or changes. Throughout the entire town. Pretty cool, because on a daily basis, you can totally see that. So that I thought that was pretty awesome. Love that. So go check out their page. Just search for Live Music in PV in Facebook. You'll find some great info there if you're a music lover. So definitely check that out. Okay. From yesterday, I didn't get a lot of these. I got a couple, but I didn't get a bunch. Once again, the town's about to be super busy. We know this. So if you have or know of any hidden gems per se that you want to share that are going to get you out of the crowd, we would all love to hear about those. So would love to see that. So if you know of any, if you've gotten any, my chat is just messing up today. If you're not seeing your messages on the screen, I apologize. I'm going to work on that. I tried to make it look fancy, but now it's just not functioning correctly. So it happens. We'll do our best. Okay. So again, if you've got a top secret spot you want to share, put it in the comments. Hopefully they pop up on the screen and we'll go from there, but always a work in progress. All right. Moving on to our first story today. We've got I'm having more technical issues. Okay. Give me a second here to work my way through this. Okay, we'll get there. Okay, so here's a story that just popped up this morning. So arsonists have targeted a previously damaged OXXO here in Puerto Vallarta. So authorities are investigating a fresh arson attack in an OXXO convenience store that had already been previously partially destroyed in a previous incident. We all know about 222. And despite the building being out of service due to earlier fire damage, witnesses reported seeing individuals intentionally ignite the structure once again before fleeing the scene. Local fire crews responded quickly to prevent the flames from spreading to neighboring properties, but the shop has now suffered more extensive structural damages that may hinder any plans for renovation. This repeat targeting has raised alarms among local residents and business owners regarding ongoing security in the area. While no injuries were reported in this latest flare-up, as the store was empty, the incident, of course, follows a series of high-profile attacks on convenience stores, so it kind of gets us all on edge. But as of right now, investigators are currently underway and working to determine the motive behind the double strike and whether the act is linked in any way to the previous actions. We're going to hope not, and we're going to hope it was just, we don't want that to happen no matter what, but, we're going to hope it's not tied to any previous actions. I don't think it is, but we'll go from there. All right, time to take a breath, time to have a sip of coffee. Have it with me if you like. Cheers, everybody. We will move on. Okay, so once again, I do want to remind you that if you want to make sure you follow the show and you want to know what's going on, if you haven't subscribed to the event that gets everybody on, which is really helpful. We've got quite a few viewers today. You definitely want to get in there and hit the follow button right on my profile. My follow button is going to make sure you get notified of what's going on. Yes, I noticed that my thing is going right over the comments. I'll fix that too. And of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel and send me an email if you got something you want to chat about. Good morning to you, Isabel. Thank you for that. Shannon, hey, how you doing? Good to see you here. I don't know if I've seen you here before. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't, but cheers and welcome to the show. And if you tell me cheers, we're going to the coffee can. Cheers to you, Shannon. All right, moving onward. So I talked about this story yesterday. So yesterday I mentioned and tied a whole story about Puerto Vallarta taking direct control of garbage collection with new daily schedules. Good morning, Joanne. So nice to see you. So let's chat about that just a minute. So I've got a few things I can share with you on that. So I reported it yesterday. Right here, that the municipal government of Puerto Vallarta has officially assumed full control of the city's garbage collection services, and that's of April 1st, 2026. And that's today. The transition follows the departure of the private contractor, Red Ambiental, and it marks the beginning of a new municipal plan designed to provide 100% coverage across all the neighborhoods. Now, to ensure efficiency during this high-demand holiday period, the city has deployed its fleet of 25 trucks operating under the new 3-shift system, and moving away from their previous commitment that they had. So under the new system, so garbage collection is going to operate in 3 shifts. Let me move that out of the way for you. It's going to be a morning shift at 7 a.m., an afternoon shift at 2 p.m., and a night shift at 7 p.m. So if you give me just a minute here, I'm going to show you a couple of the schedules in a minute. But the city officials are definitely urging residents and business owners to adapt to the new timing, to keep things clean and orderly. Trash will be placed at designated street corners rather than at individual front doors. And of course, the timing of this handout is a bit of a concern, right, during Easter season. But they feel that this new model and taking control of this is really going to help out. I do want to say in breaking news this morning, this just came out that Puerto Vallarta is currently negotiating how to pay more than a 240 million peso fee after ending its trash concession with Red Ambiental early. So that's just breaking this morning. I'll give you more information on that as it comes. Now, let me show you just a couple of the schedules. So here's a couple of the schedules. So I didn't grab all of them, but there are a couple neighborhoods that definitely stood out. So Pitial, and again, I'm going to give you a website here at the end. I'll put it in the show notes and the chat, that is, where you can get all of the trash updates of where it's going to come in your neighborhood and when. But this is the 7 p.m. for Pitial. We've got Cinco de Diciembre, also Versailles, as well as the Hotel Zone. Mentio. Oh my gosh, I should be able to say that. It's our main road, but you know what I'm trying to say. I'm moving quick. So this is where you can go get the information. As you can see, here's the Facebook page. This is where you want to go to get, I think there's 33 of those. So go on to that site, check it out. I didn't want to show you 33 of those per se, because I thought that would be a little much. So go check it out when you have time. You can get the full schedule right there and know exactly what's going on with your trash if you're here right now. Okay, here's a new one that just came up, and maybe this one's interesting to you after a sip of coffee. So Puerto Vallarta has launched a registration for free medical and mobility assistance. Okay, this is an interesting one for a lot of our viewers, I think. So the municipal government of Puerto Vallarta, through the Social Development Directorate, has officially opened registration for its 2026 Welfare Assistance Program. The initiative is designed to support the city's most vulnerable residents by providing essential medical tools and services at no cost. So available supports include wheelchairs, hearing aids, prescriptions, eyeglasses, and specialized surgical procedures such as cataract operations. The program aims to improve the quality of life for seniors and individuals with disabilities who lack the financial means to access these vital healthcare resources. So to apply, interested residents must visit the social development offices located at the Palacio Municipal or delegated community centers. Applicants are required to present the following. So let me put that up there for you. Sorry about my image right there. Let me get rid of that for you. Nope, that's not it. Always learning, always learning. All right, my picture's just going to stay there for right now. Okay, so here's the run through on this. So applicants are required to present a valid official ID, proof of address in Puerto Vallarta, and a medical certificate detailing their specific need. Registration is open for a limited time, and authorities encourage early submission to ensure timely processing and delivery of the equipment needed. There you go. Now you can see it all. So there's like 2 extensions listed there just because the 1249 tested that one and it kind of went to the land department. So 1250 is with a little bit more research what I came up with. So if you need to contact them by phone, you might want to try each of those. But that kind of gives you a rundown on that. Definitely get more information on that if you can. If anybody reaches out to them and gets more info, I would love to hear about it. All right, quick stop for coffee. And moving on. Also, I do want to remind you that Holy Week is, of course, continuing. This has been a topic that I've been talking about on a daily basis because we kind of need to keep an eye on what's going on and why there's crowds and how long there's crowds. But as a reminder, and I've said this every day, Semana Santa starts off on March 29th and it runs through April 5th, which is the Holy Week. and that's really focused on the religious traditions. And then we move into the second week, which is April 2nd until April 12th, which is the Easter week, where we get a lot of the families here. So here's the question for today. Let's change it up a little bit. So as Puerto Vallarta heads into the peak of Semana Santa holiday, it's important to remember that while you can't totally escape the crowds, choosing the right beach can make all the difference in your vacation experience or living here. So, hey, Joanne, how you doing? Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, for those who enjoy being in the thick of the action, well, then Playa Los Muertos and the Malecon remain the go-to spots for music, food, people watching, lots of crowds. But if you're looking for a little more breathing room, head south over to the Emerald Coast of Conchas Chinas or the Blue Flag certified Playa Palmeres, which offers a step away from like the heaviest downtown foot traffic. For those that are willing to take a water taxi or drive out and go a little further out, you can get out to Caye Mixto. Now you got to get there on a water taxi, and Mahuitas, which provide a massive change of pace. And even though they're hidden gems, they're going to still see an uptick of visitors this time of year. So whether you're seeking the high energy of the city or a slightly quieter afternoon by the waves, there's a stretch of sand for you somewhere out there. Just get there early to claim your spot, as we all know. All right. Lastly, I want to share something. So again, I love when viewers reach out to me, especially if they want to send me some photos or want to tell me about something that's going on or highlight something that, you should see. So check this one out. So our viewer, Chris Brewer, thank you so much for reaching out to me. He made mention of, hey, the new pier in Ms. Maloya is opening up soon. They're going to have the ribbon cutting ceremony. And I've covered it a little bit on the TV news. I don't know if I've covered it much here, but he went in and sent just a couple photos in. Not a ton, but it's kind of give you a little bit of a idea of what Chris saw out there and what he wants to share. So the transformation of the pier is really reaching its final chapter. So the project transitioned from active construction to the ready for inauguration phase, which is going to mark a big upgrade for the south side of Banderas Bay. So it's really been about a year of work, an investment of about 55 million pesos, and the pier and its accompanying boardwalk are essentially finished. So the old deteriorated wooden dock has been replaced with a modern concrete structure designed for durability and increased capacity. So the boardwalk's now a 300-meter pedestrian Malecon, and it connects the village directly to the beach area now. So while it was targeted for late 2025 completion, the final touches have just happened now. And as of now, officials are preparing for the formal ribbon cutting through a ceremony, which once I find out about it, if I find out about it, I will share with you all. Okay, that's it for today's show, everybody. We made it in about 18 minutes. Not too bad. My apologies for the chat up there. I think it looks really good, but I'm not 100% it's being as functional as I like. And thank you for testing that right on cue, Shannon. I'll keep messing with that one and work on that. But you know what? I hope you liked a couple of the changes I made in the show and the format. Big shout out to anybody who was a contributor today. That includes the music folks on Facebook, the My Music PV. That, of course, includes Mr. Chris Brewer for setting some stuff in, and everybody else is contributing to breakfast places and everything else. But that's it for today, everybody. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you, Joanne. Thank you, Maureen. Thank you, everybody, for joining in. It really, really makes me happy. And please keep sharing the show. Hit the share button, and be sure in my profile, you just click the follow button, and that follow button is going to get you a little more alerts on when my show's coming up. And thank you to you, Lisa, my friend. Good to see you here at the end. Have a great one, everybody. Take care, and be sure to stay tuned just for one more minute to support the sponsors that are making this show better every single day. See y'all tomorrow.